So I applied to six colleges in round one. So I got interview invite from all the six colleges, and eventually I converted four out of six. So both Columbia, Wharton, and NYU. One of the most important thing which I realized was research. So networking with right set of people, not just talking to any people from the colleges, right set of people, so that you'll be able to get the information which you can put it in your essays, helpful for your, helpful in achieving your goals. So like once you're done with GMAT, I think you have crossed half of the journey. Now what's important is
This is just a great story for round one admissions last year. Rishav was a student, he wrote the GMAT and he took our admissions consulting services also. That's why I was sharing this with my colleague who's the admissions consultant. So, Rishav, I'll stop this share. Please start your camera and then I'll pin you as well. 1 second. Hey, Rishav, hi.
yeah, hi Sandeep, good morning. How are you?
Morning, and I heard that you are going for your visa right now today itself. So really, thank you so
Yeah.
much for making it today because when is your appointment?
So my appointment is in Delhi tomorrow. So I've just come to Delhi today. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was told that your appointment was today. Okay, but that was
No,
what
no, tomorrow.
Sunday ko
Yeah.
kaise hoga? That is what I was thinking. Okay,
No,
but
no,
you
it's tomorrow. I was just traveling. Yeah.
right. So, Rishabh, how has it been? Because since your admissions, we have not spoken, and we did speak
Yeah.
when you got your GMAT score. That was almost a year ago. कैसा रहा अभी तक?
Right.
How has life been after Wharton's final acceptance, and how challenging it has been probably to arrange for the finances? I don't know whether you're taking a loan or not, or the whole journey.
Yeah.
Just take us through.
Okay.
मतलब
Sure.
GMAT के बारे में तो ठीक है, you anyway have been there, but just what was
Yeah.
your admissions journey like, and why Wharton?
Okay. So I gave my GMAT back in June 22. So that is when we spoke for the first time
Right.
after giving my GMAT. So I scored 750. So I was looking for various admission consultants, across the world, and I stumbled upon Autry. Like few of my friends recommended Autry, and we had a good, one-to-one conversation, the pre-evaluation, and that is when I decided, this is something I can work with, and we have a similar wavelength, and I'll appreciate his input than anyone else. So I started very early. So I think I started researching for schools back in August 22 and I applied in September 23. So that is when, I started approaching to different students across, various programs, be it Wharton or Columbia or be it Booth.
Hmm.
Then while talking, I realized, Wharton is something which is, is aligned with my goal. And if I intend to come back to India, Wharton has a very solid brand name in India. So
Right.
that's the reason why Wharton was my dream school. And apart from that, if I rank it, so Wharton being the first, second Booth, then third Columbia. I think those were the three programs which aligned with my goals as well as, my career interest going forward. Yeah.
Right.
So with Autry, I started working in March, April of 23, and we started with resume, brainstorming sessions, introspection, and that is how we were able to align the stories for my essays.
Were you kind of confident that obviously one of the three would have been very confident about going with the score and the profile and everything, but were you confident that the process would really go straightforward? And you got probably two out of three, right? Or you got even Booth? I'm not sure, but you got
So
Columbia.
okay, so I applied to six colleges in round one. So I got interview invite from all the six colleges, and eventually I converted four out of six. So both Columbia, Wharton, and NYU.
Oh,
So
Booth
I
also
got
you
into a
converted. Probably I did
yeah,
not have the
yeah.
screenshot. Maybe you forgot to
Yeah.
share, or maybe
Oh,
he
that
got.
was actually waitlisted in the round one, but got converted in the round two.
Okay, great. So,
Yeah.
what was the process? Let's say somebody is thinking about GMAT right now for next year, or somebody is already preparing. What would you suggest? कि कैसे plan करें पूरा? For example, round one or round two, because both rounds give you admissions. We have had students in round two also, even getting scholarships, not just this. So, how should they plan? What should they focus on? Let's say, as of today, you have कि चलो resume बनाना है, चलो अपने बारे में सोचना है, life story सोचना है. How do we get
Yeah.
to, deciding each of these things, please? Just tell.
Okay. So like once you're done with GMAT, I think you have crossed half of the journey. Now, what's important is for you to understand what you really want and how do you portray it to the colleges. What happens is most of the time we are just focusing on the GMAT but doesn't focus on the applications. So you are going with half-baked stories, and your essays are not up to the mark. I think for me, Wharton was a long shot, like as Sandeep asked earlier. And my essays was something, which helped me able to get the interview invite, and then I cracked it in the TBD. So, while you are researching for colleges, just don't look at the ranks, look at what they really offer, what kind of students they have, and the kind of curriculum you want in your life, so that you can propel in your career. So accordingly, think about that. Then before starting with resume, or for essays, introspect, what all stories you think will make you unique, what all experiences you have in your life, it helps you stand apart from other applicants. Then you start working with your consultant, and on your resume, you understand what you need to highlight, so that every time if there is any line or any word you mention, there should be a what if to that question, right? What if? Okay, by that. So if you are getting a crazy answer for that, so you are on the right track, and you will be able to crack the admissions.
Super. And let's say in the process, did you discover something about yourself that it was hidden? I mean, it was not there, but it came to the fore in the self introspection. Because I asked this, and every time somebody or the other says that, yes, I mean, I did not know all of myself, and probably this thing came through in this.
So for me, I think GMAT is, the whole journey is kind of very personal. I was suffering from migraine. I think I even mentioned it before. So, I realized the kind of strength I have in me. Once if I believe myself, I'll be able to do anything. Even having 24/7 headaches, didn't stop me from giving a great score on GMAT, or didn't stop me, getting admission into one of the top colleges in the world. So this self belief which I discovered about myself is something, I'm really happy, and very personal to me, which is I'm going to take it forward in the life.
Oh, superb, superb. What tips would you have for people who would, let's say, target business school journeys? What can they do? I mean, does networking also help? As you said, you did some of it. Or is
Yeah.
it more about thinking about your journey? GMAT, we've already talked about, so I'll skip it for now.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
tell me.
So
Yeah.
for applications, I think one of the most important thing which I realized was research. So networking with right set of people, not just talking to any people from the colleges, right set of people, so that you'll be able to get the information which you can put it in your essays, helpful for your, helpful in achieving your goals. So connect with the right people, start researching beforehand. That is very important. Then the clarity in your goals, in your purpose, how do you, so there is always a persona of yourself which you want to present in the whole application. If I'm reading your resume or your application or your essay, I should have a picture of yourself, right? So try to make it unique. An investment banker with skills for helping the needies, something like that. Anything which can help you stand apart. So have a persona, which you can represent in your applications. And the third thing is, while you are writing your essays, don't try to use the cookie cutter approach, using the same things for different colleges. No, you'll need to make it personalized for each of the colleges, and you'll need to put in the depth. You'll need to show how much research you have done, and that is important. Finally, every college has a different, they're looking for something different, every college. So you need to understand that while you are talking to people, and try to present that picture of yourself.
Wow, superb answer. I mean, this is authenticity at its best, as you're saying. Talk to
Yeah.
yourself, find it from within. Okay, so you said you converted four of the interviews and two didn't happen. So tell us
Yeah.
why those four happened and why probably the other two did not. Because people will have an idea about, okay, what to do. I know Wharton has a GD sort of a thing as well. But apart
Yeah.
from that, tell us very quickly about your interview experiences. If something that you
Okay.
remember is very striking. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you all the colleges I applied. So I applied to LBS, Cornell, Wharton, Booth, Columbia, and NYU. So I got admission into Wharton, NYU, Columbia, and Booth. Cornell I was waitlisted, and LBS rejected. The
Mhm.
reason LBS I believe rejected, I think I didn't do well on the recorded video essays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that comfortable with the cameras, and also I think I flunked there.
Just
And the
to
another thing,
just to add to people's knowledge,
yeah,
there is also a possibility कि आपको एक वीडियो ऐसे सबमिट करना पड़ेगा, सिर्फ written ऐसे नहीं. That is what he is talking about. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. And another thing, I think I wasn't able to convince the interviewer on why London. I think he more or less understood, being a finance profile himself. So he realized, he wanted to. I am really looking forward to US. So I wasn't able to convince him on London. That's the reason. Cornell, honestly, I don't know. I think that was one of my best interviews. So probably, they were trying to protect their yield. That's the reason, which I think, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's
Uh,
okay, it didn't happen. It is not really in that ranking that you got. So you got the
yeah,
very best actually. You got
yeah,
the four better schools than the two that
correct.
were not the very
Right.
best. So M7
Yeah,
में तीन schools and then NYU's turn because finance में तो बिल्कुल these are the ones that.
right.
So what went right about these interviews? Please tell that as
Yeah, so interviews, I think, so I had, multiple mock sessions with my friends, with Audrey, to understand how do I perform in the interviews well, right? And while everything I've written in my CV or my applications, even if it's a once in one liner, I used to have, the proper story behind it. I made my whole notes. I have a Excel sheet, wherein I maintained, I think around 50, 60 questions. I prepared
So
very
line
much in
by line
advance.
आपने सोचा कि इस पे क्या पूछ सकते हैं, इस पे क्या पूछ, I mean every
Yeah,
line you
correct.
probably thought, oh that's great.
Right. Yeah, and that's how I went about it. And while preparing for interviews, I didn't cram any answers. So I wanted to keep it natural so that it doesn't sound very robotic. While I'm in giving the interview. So I just made bullet points and just had a lot of practice with my friends and Audrey to be comfortable with the whole interview experience.
So these four interviews then were kind of prepared very well, and you went
Yeah,
about them and very naturally, I
yeah,
guess. Tell us
yes,
the GD experience, sort of GD, मतलब जो शुरू में होता है
yeah.
Wharton. Did you have the same thing, and how did that go? Please.
So I think Wharton TBD is one of the like very unique experience. Everyone will have just one-to-one interview, whereas in for Wharton there is a group discussion wherein you are given a topic beforehand. So everyone has the same topic, and then there is a 10-minute interview, which in our case it was an introspection wherein you tell them how the TBD went, where did you could have performed better, and what
Right.
were the mistakes, etc., etc. So for TBD, what I did was I attended multiple mocks, to understand what all kind of ideas people are suggesting.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to stand out from that. So then I began my research
I
to
mean, just for
then
everybody's
I
understanding, could you just tell what TBD is? I mean, so that everybody knows. So,
Okay, it's a group discussion. So for the like last year, the topic was we were supposed to suggest a course for 12th year
undergrad,
students,
undergrad.
12th class students,
Okay.
a program, an online summer program. So what happened was, so I attended multiple mocks. I realized most of the people are suggesting on technology, AI, so that is when I started my research. I understood what's the what an undergrad offers, and accordingly I built a course for these students and tried to stand out in terms of the evaluation techniques or the teaching methods. So that's how the TBD went. So we were five people for Wharton TBD across the world. Like one was from London, another was from New York, China, and Italy, and I was the fifth guy. So it was a great experience. Like the normal discussion happens, there is a structure to it.
I'm so happy you could make it and you could really share some insights. I hope you
Yeah,
wouldn't mind a few people reaching out to you for some advice if you would be kind enough to guide them. I mean, on LinkedIn,
no
you
worries.
guys
Happy to help.
right, Rishabh. I mean, it's an amazing journey because your ambition you set at the highest level. आप भी सोच
Yeah,
सकते थे कि आईएएस भी चले जाते हैं, क्या जरूरत है, I mean all of that, but you really went about this. So thanks so for your time today, and I have to press on with the session as well. So we will
yeah,
continue to talk anyway, and it is amazing achievement. I mean, आपने 3 out of 7 M7 schools you've cracked, the ones that you wanted to apply to you've cracked, and you've cracked NYU, which is like the center of New York City and stock exchange there and everything.
yeah.
So superb. Keep in touch, right?
Yeah,
Amazing.
definitely. Thank you so much, Sandeep.
Right.
The top 1% has been from the start, so will always be part of the journey.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much. And just
thank
in
you.
case somebody reaches out, do guide them.
Yeah,
Thank
sure,
you. Bye-bye.
definitely.
Bye.
Thank you.